How many minutes? 2 minutes or 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Excellent.
If you advertise it, then you have to pay.
Hello, thanks for joining us on this very special edition of the Executive Media Chat featuring the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Jason Wike. Of course, it's the second in the series since the Minister, along with others, took the oath of office sometime in August this year. So we are here this morning to keep tabs on what has happened since the last edition of the series. My name is Benga Aruleba. I work with AIT, and of course my colleagues from the 3 other television networks that are involved in this telecast are here.
Yes, I'm Chamberlain Musa of Channels Television.
I'm Fisayo Ogunfi, Nigerian Television Authority.
I'm Ayodele Osuba from TVC News.
And of course, guys, our guest is there. Isn't that funny? He's our guest, but he's hosting us in his office. Good to see you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Benga.
A lot has happened since the last time you faced this area of cameras. We've seen the establishment of the Women Affairs Development Secretariat, and of course the swearing in of the Mandate Secretary. We've seen so many other things. We've practically been on the move every day. Let's start with these issues one after the other. Perhaps we should start with the one that is generating the most controversy right now. And that has to do with the insistence of the FCT administration that CFOs, if you want CFOs or you want to renew or so, you have to pay 5 million naira. And that is generating a lot of controversy. How did you come about this sum of 5 million naira in the first place?
Well, thank you very much. And that is why sometimes it's very important to have this chat in order to educate the public. The FCT administration never insisted that there will be a charge of 5 million naira per CFO. What happened was that before I came on board, there was this contract awarded by the Federal Executive Council for certain people to, on behalf of the FCT, to collect CFOs for mass housing. And when I came on board, I said, I don't understand how this kind of contracts could be awarded. We have a lot of issues pertaining to the developers of those mass housing. And so many people who bought houses have been clamoring for security of their property, and for commercial purposes, they need to have the CFO of the property they bought. And it means that the developer have only one CFO for, say, in an estate that has over 500 houses. And how could that be? So I said, look, the FCT on its own can collect on its behalf, can collect by itself. Again, there are people who had land or who allocated land in the area councils. And you know that by the FCT Act, all land belongs to the FCT. No area council has power to allocate land to you and issue you any CFO. And in order to remedy some of these anomalies, we set up a task force to say, listen, We don't want to go back to cause some problems for those that were allocated land and given certificates by the area councils. And so what we will do, we will say, okay, let's forget about the allocation, but we can now properly document it by issuing you COVs. And then for the mass houses. And so the task force came up that, look, because of what we are trying to introduce now, which we have gotten the verbal approval of Mr. President, we're just merely waiting for the official, that there have been a lot of discrepancies, a lot of cloning of CFOs. And so we have come up with an idea that every allottee who seeks for CFO, who applied for CFO, that must supply his NIN number, that's National Identity Number. So that, take for example, Benga has a CFO, you will see his NIN number. That will also help in terms of security checks. And so all we need in this property, after all, so many people can answer the same name. So somebody can answer, you can't say you're the only one who, somebody can answer Frank Amadi, for example. Another person can answer Frank Amadi, for example. So in the system, you can say Frank Amadi, which of the Frank Amadi? But with the NIN number, those two persons can have one NIN number. So everybody has a NIN number. And so this is one of the features we are going to put in the new CFO. 2, if the corporate bodies don't go with NIN number. So each corporate body, if you have a property, you must put your DVN. Right? Now, even in this case of introducing this NIN in the CFO, so many people have not even registered. So that also makes them to go and register. Now, but these are features that will be incorporated in the CFO.
For the future.
These are fixtures.
So is it for those who want to collect in the future, or will you also?
Now we're starting. Now even those who have, we're going to do a recertification, so that everybody that has had CFO will come back for recertification, so that we'll incorporate this NIN number.
And they have to pay your money.
I'm coming. I'm just coming, so that you don't need to rush. Those who have CFO before don't need to pay this money. Why else you can pay maybe 50,000 naira. Corporate body maybe 100,000 naira. Because you already have CFO. All you are doing is to recertify in order to incorporate these new fixtures. And then you will see so many things will come up. It helps in terms of security. It helps to improve our revenue generation. There are so many people who own about 7 properties. You know that? Now, it will not identify them. I know they are supposed to pay taxes. For security, they know all over the world. They identify, oh, this house, they go to the system and look at the system and find out that it's Benga. What is the problem here? Benga has to be accountable. All right? So, you're not looking at it at the revenue base. So what I did, for those who have not had CFO, where you have this mass housing. So when they came out, I said, look, we have to have a whole interactive section. At least for the first time, I can sit in my office and take a decision. Yes, you will claim, oh, it's too high. I agree with you. But again, you still need the CFO. But I said, no, let's go and have interactive section with all the stakeholders, developers, and those who have bought from the developers. So everybody was there. we allowed about 6 people to speak. It was very interesting. I'm sure when he came in this morning, he would have watched the documentary. So the task force proposed 5 million, and the stakeholder said no, let it be reduced. Are you going to do it on those whose property is 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom, 1 bedroom, as the case may be? But again, you understand that CFO is not giving based on whether it is 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom. It's the land, all right? It's the land. The only difference is that when you have, like, say, 3,000 square meters of land, and I have 1,000 square meters of land, in your annual rent per ground rent, you can't pay the same, right? But in issuance of CFO, it's the same. I don't know whether your collection of CFO is the same, but annual ground rent are not. You don't pay the same. You have from size to
So I
size.
said that you consider if you change whether or not everybody should pay the same amount.
No, I said we were not considering that stakeholders meeting for the mass housing, not for those who have already had CFO. Right? So at the end of the day, I told them no, we need to reduce it. And it was reduced to about 3.5 or what. So this,
Across board.
yes. So this rumor of 5 is not correct. And that's why people should act. And the people were happy that this was the first time in their history to sit down with the minister to discuss, to interact, to ask questions. Why this? And when I explained everything to them, they all marveled. Take, for example, I asked them simple. Do you know the salary of FCT in a month?
The salary bill.
Yes.
How much?
About 8.9 billion. Right? That is not the pension and the rest of it. That is not other allowances, attached to it. Now, when you go to FAC, so many people say that FCT collects 1%. You don't ask 1% of what? Is it 1% of the money to be shared by the Federation in a month, or 1% of what is allocated to the federal government? We don't collect 1% of the Federation money, no. We collect 1% of what is allocated to the federal government. Ordinarily, it should have 1% of the entire Federation. But as it is today, this is what is being collected. So if federal government collects 500 billion in a month from the Federation account, what is 1% of 500 billion? 5 billion. So we have salary of 8.9, right? Now,
Have you factored in this new increment?
I'm just saying, yes, it's almost 9.9 now. But if you also add this increment, now, yes, now it will even be more. Now, you now ask yourself, how do you pay salaries? You fall back to what? IGR. There are countries that solely depend on their IGR taxes. So you cannot say that what we are collecting now is illegal. No. All I explained to them, see where we are, see the situation. If you are not told, you have this assumption that there's so much money. I told them there's not so much money, but there's so much potentials
Okay, tell us
which
about,
ought to be actualized.
Tell us about this IGR. In the last 3 months,
Yeah.
we've seen your effort in trying to improve the revenue profile
Yeah.
of the FCT.
Yeah.
So we want to know where exactly are we and what are you doing to show it up?
I can tell you, okay, take for example, over the years, nobody has been able to enforce the payment of ground rent. I came aboard, I said, listen, it can't be business as usual. It can't be business as usual. You have property You allocated CFO, you are given a CFO to back up your property. In that CFO, you are told to be paying annual rent, ground rent, of so amount, say about 100,000 annually. For the past 15 years, you didn't pay. Some people, for the past 20 years, they've never paid. And you know Nigeria, nothing will happen. And I came and said, no, something will happen. You have to pay. If you don't pay...
The FCT previous administrations also culpable with this, because if your life
I have told you
depends on how much you generate,
but first of all, why are you saying you yourself is a covenant? Why are you coming for someone to force you? You know, every year, like take for example, I'm a tenant, for example, and I'm supposed to be paying 1 million naira every year as my rent, and the year has ended. If you're a good citizen, or if you're a good tenant, do you need your landlord to begin to chase you when you know that your rent is time for you to pay? Now, you are not saying because the administration or previous administration did not come out to push you to pay. And now we have come out and we are saying, no, you have to pay. Yeah, you know, when I came on board and said, look, if you don't pay, we're going to revoke. You know that people came out to say, look, you think that Abuja is a river state, this and that. I know that Abuja is not river state. That is why they say here is Abuja and that place is a river state. You know, Nigerians are people that look, nobody wants to, but I say you must pay. Now, seeing that, yes, we mean what we have said, if you don't pay, we will revoke. And we have been doing that, and people are not queuing up to pay. Go to the ages. People are queuing up. And that has now increased our IGR. Now, there are also other areas that we have not tapped in. So many, maybe the previous administration, you don't look into it. Property tax is there. Business gain tax is there. You see, as a government, it's your duty to see the laws that allows you to raise funds for the governing of their area. So, these decisions we took is paying off. I can tell you, as at the time I came, what was being collected, about 12, 13, 14 billion a month.
Property tax?
Yes. No.
IGR.
Monthly?
Totally.
Yes. Totally.
Monthly.
It's not yearly, it's monthly. Now, but what we have done today, one was going to 20 something.
Billion.
Yes. And our idea now, before, when they pay IGR, they spend it daily. I said, no, we won't do that again. Every money paid to the IGR account till the end of the month. Right? If today, this month will end 30th, right?
Yes.
At the end of the month, say by 3rd of December, we'll look at what is there. How much is there? 25 billion. Fine. Where are priority projects? Attach this project to the sum of 4 billion, for example. Attach this project for the sum of 3 billion. Attach the project for this. Pay to the contractors. Let them go back to work. Beautifully for us, because the Mr. President, who I will see, know that governance, there must be a business, must be taken as business-like. You see abandoned projects in FCT everywhere. What was the cause?
Lack of funding?
Not just lack of funding, but we are not allowed to participate in a wider financial transaction. All our money goes to CBN. All the IGR goes to CBN, right? We can't borrow money from CBN. We can't borrow money from CBN. Now, what the president did, the only way you can survive this, pull them out from the TSA, right? If you pull us out from the TSA, we can now go to the wider financial market. We can now just say Bank A, listen, we need 200 billion to carry out our projects. How do you pay us? We'll attach our IGR to you. Right? Give us this 200 billion. Take 5 billion, for example, every month
From the IGR account.
from the IGR account to liquidate this 200 billion. If we have 20 billion, for example, and the bank has given us 200 billion upfront, and they are taking 5 billion in order to liquidate the 200 billion, maybe in 2, 3, 4 years, right? We have applied this 200 billion for projects.
That's the reverse model.
That's fine. Before you know, you have achieved all you wanted to achieve. But before, when this money was being paid to the central bank, we only take as it comes, and there was no meaningful use for it.
Could you clarify a little bit? When you spoke about property tax, are you saying the law currently allows you to collect property tax?
Yes, very well, very well.
So you will enforce that now?
Of course, we have already come out with it. In fact, the revenue board and the economic planning department, they already working with it. They're already engaging the stakeholders. So the details of that, but whether it's allowed by law, yes.
But with the enforcement of that policy, we're a human face. In the sense, I mean, taking into consideration that there's enough blame to go around the two parties there, the defaulters and the FCT administration, not necessarily your administration, previous administrations that didn't see the compulsion in this.
Yeah, when you talk about human face,
for instance, if I'm owing like for 15 years,
yeah.
and
No. The property tax cannot. No. We are not collecting property tax. Retroactive. No.
Okay.
It is starting now. We're not saying over the years. No. We're not doing that.
Okay.
We're not doing that so that people don't have that
I
misconception.
just wondering, pardon me, you know, when you also mentioned C of O now, and that you will also go back for those who will come for revalidation.
The certification.
So, recertification.
Yeah.
I read somewhere where you were speaking about you having been given fake C of O.
No, let me tell you what we found there. Not giving me. As a state government, when I was a governor, not giving me.
Okay.
I'm talking about a state government applied. And we thought.
State government fake C of O.
Yes. And we thought that we had a property or property. So, in fact, my liaison officer then brought the certificate. 3. Behold.
They were fake.
So
Such property never existed, but was given to us here. So what is going on? So much is
what
happening.
if someone comes for recertification now,
Yeah.
and then the person finds out, or the agency
that
finds
what
out
he was given
what
before
he
was
was
fake.
given was fake? What do they do?
These are
themselves or the FCD that will copy?
no. First of all, when you say what I mean by fake, there's no such property.
Okay.
There's no such property at all. But they have given us CFO. That's the point I'm trying to make. How do you give me a CFO when there's no property? It doesn't exist.
That suggests a deeper problem.
That's what we're
Both
trying
in
to.
the ages and probably in some other
Now,
places.
you see, when you have come to make some changes, you know, one thing you must find in us human beings, we don't like changes. But change is inevitable. People want things done the same way. There are people who benefit from it. As I came, you must also know there will be a fight against it. That this position you are taking, people will fight against it. But I was resolute. And I said, it doesn't matter. You go to social media, say whatever you want to say. I must implement these changes. Now, take for example, how government, the land belongs to government. Government says, I'm going to bring out 400 hectares of land. Government says, I'm going to provide infrastructure where FCT has awarded a contract to provide infrastructure in that 500 hectares of land to the tune of 86 billion naira. we have the land. We provide funds. Now they want to enter into agreement. Listen, to developers, according to them, for the developer to build affordable houses, I don't know who defines affordable houses, and sell, no one naira comes to government. Have you ever seen that? I brought the land. I brought the money to provide infrastructure. Then you now come and tell me that you want to build and sell, according to you, affordable houses. No problem. What is our own benefit? So you sell for, you take 100% profit. I said no. I said no. Do you know when I said I will cancel this transaction? Who are the beneficiaries? The civil servant, the staff, there are those who are telling you they will build affordable. Who determines what is affordable? So when I called them, that I was going to cancel this, if you see the way the director in charge of that project, it's like she should faint. I said, madam, what's happening to you? So, sir, okay, you go cancel them. I said, what do you mean go cancel them? It's cancelled. I said, go and get me the file. Do you know, immediately I left office here, calls from everywhere. I said, what kind of country are we in?
Did you succumb?
Succumb? I have already appended my signature. Why do I succumb to such a thing? It is very, I laugh. Another thing that happened, in this place, you find out the way our people think. Sometimes they go ethnic. Because I'm an Igbo man. Because I'm an Hausa Fulani. Because I'm a Yoruba man. Then if that can't work, they go to religion. He's doing this thing because I'm a Muslim. He's doing this because I'm a Christian. The only people that have not come to say is that I don't worship God. That's why he's doing this. But he must show leadership. He must be firm and say, this is what I'm going to do. I came, I saw a file. FCT entered into an agreement with a developer. I don't know how, and then in that contract, FCT is going to charge, will pay to the contractor some charges, on land charges. They said, Katabe. And the federal government approved that contract for this developer to provide infrastructure. And the contract sum was 61 billion. Now, somehow, the business collapsed. Part of the problem was from the contractor. Why? He said he took funds from bank, and because the FCT was not paying their own part, that's the charges they are supposed to collect from the allottees. But the FCT said, no, we will be giving you, we will say bank, pay him this, because this is a milestone he has done. You can't be collecting money from bank. No. If not done up to this, a bank is paying you money, we should be the one to select, you have done this milestone. Therefore, pay him this. So somewhere, there was a problem. Do you know what happened? Had they got it and agreed, the contract are closed, that LCD should not pay back to them 58 billion. Look, I had migraine. What was the percentage of the job done? 23%. I said, what kind of business? And Federal Executive Council approved it. I said, Federal Executive approved that we should pay 58 billion. of a contract of 61 billion that only 23% was done? They said, no, it's just that the Minister of Finance will pay them, then we will deduct. I said, what is Minister of Finance? Then we will deduct. It's still we. It's the FCT. So I summoned the, so you know how this place operates. I called those who were in charge. I said, you people succumb to this and sign this. I should, now I'm here, I should pay the 58 billion. I called the FCT, the council. I said, look, let's discuss about this. You, general counsel, you're a lawyer, yes. You, tell me. So she was trying to tell me, are you telling me that if you are sitting in this table, or I'm sitting on this table, on this chair, you will pay this kind of money? Immediately we finish that meeting, all my friends were calling me. Oh boy, you know, this thing, you have to take it easy. It's not your father's job, you know. I said, which one is not my father's job?
So clearly there's corruption involved in that matter.
You can say, look, it is terrible. Look, sometimes you wonder whether we can come out of this. And you will be blackmailed. You will be blackmailed. Sometimes I see certain payment. That's what is this?
But this particular issue, how did you end?
Of course, I'm taking it back to the Presidency Council.
Okay.
For review.
Yeah.
Yes, I will take it back. Let them look at it. I mean,
I prepare a convincing brief.
Leave that for me. I don't need to tell you whether I'm going back to FEC. You don't need to ask me whether I prepared a convincing.
Yeah, because it's
so,
like FEC overruling
listen,
itself.
am I going to carry paper? Perfect, take.
FEC overruling itself.
What is it? I mean, the council can review previous decision. But of course, it's true. You can award a contract and come back to say no. This contract, we have to look into it. It is not something will go ahead. So many things have happened. It's just that we want to move on. Okay, ask yourself a question. Why, before I came, why was it that contractors were not on site? Simple. You can certainly pay money in trivialities.
You said there were variations.
If I don't want to go into the issue of variation, it is alarming. With my experience as a minister, I can tell you this authoritatively. Government prices are higher in contract than any other thing. I can tell you that 3 times. Let me tell you. Contractors have this impression, which is sometimes correct, that government don't pay on time. So they put all together. So even if they don't pay in 2-3 years, they are still within their distance. But again, without you knowing, within that 2-3 years, they come back for variation. When they come to me, I say, hey, sit down. You know, I was a minister here. You know, I was a governor. Tell me, this price you are giving me here, 1 kilometer road here, which is in a dry land, laterite, is much more higher than 1 kilometer road I do rivers. Even with a very board of the reputable contractors. We use sharp sand. We use big cement. And you're using just ordinary laterite here on dry land. And look at the cost. I said, no, I'm not going to accept this. I'm not going to accept it. The only thing you can hold me responsible, am I paying? Which, of course, I will pay.
Honourable Minister, we had this discussion the last time. You know, we just mentioned it, you know, a little bit earlier in the discussion, and that is the huge wage bill of the estate. You just mentioned that, you know, the new arithmetic is pushing it up to 10 billion. You say 9.9. Is that an albatross, for instance, for your work? That is one. Then two, are you considering, because I think you were alarmed even when it was about 8 billion when you were talking to resident doctors. Are you looking at perhaps also reviewing why it has gotten to that number?
I have to say this. I came and I said we are going to do forensic audit of staff. Let's actually know this number of staff. I was just 3 days ago, 3 months as I was appointed. And you know you can't carry everything at the same time. You take it one after the other. But you know our people, and which will happen. By the time you do this now, labor will come with politics. I mean, it's alarming that FCT should have this number of stamps for this wage bill. I can't believe it.
Do you have the numerical strength?
I'm told it's about 38,000. So ethnicity will come, religion will come, politics will come in.
But thankfully, you won't succumb, so you will go ahead and do it.
Like I've told you, anything I say I will do it. You see, the moment I have the backing and I brief Mr. President, and he said, go ahead with this, I will go ahead. Because why do I do that always? Politics will come in.
Yeah.
Politics will come in. Oh, you know, he's not a member of our party. Oh, he's trying to spoil the image. You know those kind of things. Politics will come in. Ethnicity will come in. The other big instrument, religion, will come in. They will fire you religion, they will fire you politics, they will fire you ethnicity. And then all sorts of campaign. They will even go to bishops. They will go to imams to issue statements. To issue statements. And you just say, look,
Yeah, but
this is good for our country.
if there isn't any, if there are no measures to ensure that, look, because you complained about the wage bill, variations, things not going on right, and corruption in different places, but if we haven't heard or see measures to ensure that, look, if people keep embarking on this kind of thing, they will face the music. They will feel there's no reason why they shouldn't do it again tomorrow.
First of all, I didn't come here to prosecute anybody. If I say this thing will not continue, and somebody wants to continue with it, then you have given me room to say, no, I won't allow this. You have to face the... But I wouldn't have said, oh, this is what they did before. Then let me go and prosecute. Even by you doing that, you may not be able to go on with your job.
So you are drawing a line.
Yes, I'm focused, but I say, okay, it happened yesterday, it will not continue to happen today. If it continues, you face the wrath of the law.
So you have drawn a line on all of those
Of
issues.
course.
And do I add the issue of land grabbing as well? Multiple allocation of lands.
Can I tell you, there was a case I was settling. FCT allocated the land to one of the companies in 2001. Over 300 hectares. 2001. Revoked it in 2002, thereabout, and reallocated it to another company. Right? In 2005, we revoked it. And reallocated to the initial, to the first person, without giving notice
To
to even the second person that was reallocated to. Then in 2009, he revoked that again and allocated to another company. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Let's
Yes.
start,
You know, and one of them, I have known him very well. Each time he gets court order against FCT over land. So I sat there. I was listening to them. I said, I know you. I said, it should not happen again. Next week, God keeping us alive, I will inaugurate the legal team, external solicitors who have arranged over 25 senior advocates to defend the FCT on our land matters. You know what happens here? Even this legal secretariat will tell you to sue. They will sue and they will not defend it. They won't go to court. It's business, it's racketeering. They won't go to court. So you see judgment against FCT. Judgment. I said, what is going on here? I said, okay, give me all the files. Yes, it will be expensive for us. But we must do it in a way that it will also help us. We are going to pay the bill to external solicitors. Nobody will go and compromise them. You go and study under them. We have Director Legal in Aegis, Director Legal in FCD. Then we have Solicitor General here and we have General Counsel here with lawyers. Now, when they sue FCD, they serve them. They sue me, they serve them there. The lawyer will sign. While my office will not know that I've been sued. Because FCD is still FCT. I said, no, I won't do this again. Everybody collapse. You have only one legal secretariat. I don't want to legal FCT, so everybody collapse. Come here. Be under the general counsel. Of course. Whoa, why would that happen, this and that? Oh. They even tell them now to sue me, so that the matter will linger on, that I will, in the next 3-4 years, I'm out.
So there's like a cartel.
It's a cartel. And for you to bust that cartel, you must be very, very prepared. And for me, I'm prepared. I will face it. It doesn't matter. If you like, buy all the blogs anywhere in the world to say this about me. I don't even bother myself. Because I know I'm doing the right thing.
Your Excellency, if we move a little bit from the obstacles to some of the possibilities, we're seeing, some infrastructure being put in place. Road, for instance, driving into this place, you see some heavy duties around. Was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago you had a tour? You've seen some of the jobs. What is your assessment? Are you still do you still have the same feelings in our first interview in terms of whipping people to shape to make sure that the jobs are delivered on time, or are you
No.
We also heard that some of these projects are actually on timeline for commissioning.
Yes.
Next year. By
Yes.
President for his first
Now you see, we are all given targets. Mr. President has set targets, and we have signed that memorandum of understanding, deliverables. For me, Mr. President will 1 year, May 29. I'm not going to be 1 year. It's not me that's celebrating. But Mr. President is celebrating, I'm celebrating, right? Now, what are you celebrating? What can you say for the people of Abuja, for the FCT? What have you done, Mr. President? Then he will look at me, Minister. How far? How far? What can you show? Sir, yes. We can show a lot of things, sir. Infrastructure-wise, sir, yes, we can show this. And so I summon the companies. You want my money? When I mean my money, I'm not talking my personal money. People will go and say my money. But since I'm the one representing FCT, yes. How long can you finish this job? Sir, if you give us this money, we can finish it April ending. Yeah, sure? Okay. General Counsel, come. Well, put an agreement. I'm going to be giving you 1 billion naira every month. Are you satisfied? Yes, sir. I'm going to give 4 billion naira every month. Are you satisfied? Yes, sir. I'm going to give 5 billion. Are you satisfied? Yes, sir. Fine. Well, put it. Agreement. Sign. And you know what that has done? It has given them confidence. In fact, without even, they come. Say, sir, even the ones you have not added here, we are going to work. We know you will pay. And what have I done now? I've written to Mr. President about supplementary budget so as we will be able to pay these contractors and finish the job before May 29. We are not asking them, we have the money now. Do you understand me? We have the money, but we can't spend it because it was not in the budget. Our statutory budget, not the national budget. There are projects at national budget that have been funded by national budget. There are projects that on statutory budget that have been funded through the statutory budget. So, take for example, the VP's residence that was awarded 2007. 2010. 13 good years. 13 good years. Abandoned. I called you the bigger. Can you feed this for me? He said yes. Okay. Ordinarily, that project ought to be national budget. We have to bring it to statutory budget so I can finish that project but before May 29. The one Mr. Fubara is constructing, B1, B4, B6. Can you finish it? Yes, sir. How much do you need? 6 billion. Okay. See the way we pay it. Sign. It's almost, they're rushing it to finish it. Why do you want a B12? Which will be finished by that very long because the flavor latest November next year. We have the one here, the villa where you see CGC with four yes, by CGC to be finished by before May 29. There's one center called is doing that gets to the Christian Economic Center. It will finish. So many of the projects are going to be finished. The access roads to the metro line will all be finished.
Minister, does your ministerial MOU require you to...
The minister didn't give us the
supplementary
budgets, the size of the supplementary budget.
No, we asked for President to transmit. He has approved, but just to transmit to National Assembly. 61 billion. 61. This is 1 billion, like yes, is tied to specific projects. Tied to specific projects, which we want to launch by the grace of God. When President will be telling Nigerians 1 year in office, what I've been able to do. I don't want to lag behind. I don't want to because the president he's here in Abuja, and then he would say, Ministry Dix, what can we show for my 1 year in office? What can you say? So I'll be able to say.
Does that MOU require you to deliver on such projects every year?
Yeah, of course. Every
minister must deliver every year.
Well, you see, some people will say first quarter, third quarter, whatever. But I think it's yearly. You cannot, you must have to show in every year what I've been able to put down. And then at the end of the year, and at the end of the 4 years, Mr. President will be able to say, while I was in office for 4 years, this was what I was able to do. Take it sectorially.
I'm talking about
sectorially.
Honorable Minister, in terms of delivery.
Yes.
And, when the president made a comment about the metro line, he just mentioned the
yes, I want to tell.
He wants to ride
fine,
on the metro line.
Fine. And I did promise to Mr. President that, look, we are ready. You are going to ride on this metro line. But we have a snag, which I have written to him. The snag is this. The award of the contracts were done Naira component and dollar component. It's unfortunate. Now, we don't have problem in terms of the Naira component. We have problem in terms of the dollar component. So I said, look, sir, don't know where FCT will go and get $7 million to pay to, what do you call it, CCECC. The Nara company will have the money. So I've written to him to intervene, which I believe, because it's a major project, and that's why we're rushing the access routes, so that communities can have access to the train stations.
Are you delivered that in 4 years?
Which
4 years or 1 year?
It's
One
not
year.
about
you talking about the access roads?
Yes.
No, the road project.
The president.
This rail project, if we pay the president will ride on it in May 29. That's why we are. In fact, I have written to the Minister of Finance. I said, listen, the supplementary budget of 2023, national budget, which Mr. President has assented to, I've written to the Minister of Finance, give us our money because these projects are time targeted. Right? If you don't give us, we told Mr. President 8 months. Right? And we have lost 2 months. So we have about 6 months. So we need this money now so that we'll be able to execute on time, which is one of the deliverables we must give out, present.
That transport bit.
Yes.
What plan do you have, and when will FCT residents get a mass transit?
Okay. Good news for you. December we are launching vehicles for the mass transit. December. Again, it's part of the statutory. It's part of the supplementary budget we submitted from Mr. President to transmit to the National Assembly. They funded there so that we have already anticipated the National Assembly will pass it. We've started doing the procurement process so that as it comes, will not be delayed. So, like I said, we have the money in our account. All we are seeking for is approval, passage by the National Assembly for us to be able to spend.
How many are we looking at here?
Both buses and taxis put together, blah, 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 for the first phase. We will not get, the first phase we are doing, it will be restricted within Abuja, Maitama areas, all these Gariki, Wuse, because we want to stop this one chance. There will no more opportunity for one chance because you don't have it. Why will you go and enter any taxi that is not the Abuja the transport system? Why would you do that? Then you are the one looking for the problem.
So will the buses be CNG buses?
We are not, the CNG will come. This is the normal buses and normal taxis. We are but painted in Abuja colors. Now, those buses or taxis will apply. When you go to Asokoro, where you see all this kekene pipe, we are going to phase them out. Remember I said before, why would allow them? Because there's no alternative. Now we are providing an alternative. With all due respect, we can't allow that.
Are you doing that immediately?
I said we are going to launch it in December.
And so facing them out?
By January, they should be out.
So wait, what about those
They should be
that
out.
can...
I'm not talking about the entire Abuja now.
Okay.
So that you take it phase by phase, area by area. For me, Matama, Asokoro, all these are, you see, when people come outside the country, that's the city.
That's like the municipal.
Yes, and the impression they get, what kind of city is this? It's not organized. You see this and that.
Those of them who can transit from probably Keke Napep to also integrate into this next phase. So
Of course, if they are good drivers, we'll employ them to be part of it. But the people should understand that we must make it as a city. There's no sentiment about it. It's not sentiment about, you want to make people not to have the economic life. No. We'll figure out to where you can operate. but not within the city.
All right.
Now, we are also putting to repairs all our buses that have been parked there for nobody know number of years. We are spending over almost 600 million naira to put them in place. And then those buses would have come out to apply to like areas like Yanya, you understand me? Areas,
Or the satellite tower.
all those areas, the rest of them, put them there. Those who are coming to work will have the opportunity to apply those luxurious buses. Those going to all these Yanya will have the opportunity to apply those luxurious buses. But again, like I said, this is not a political statement. It's a statement of reality that we are ready. We are ready.
Honorable Minister, we need to go on a quick break. About 2-3 minutes. We'll be right back. Of course, that gives you some breather as well. So we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our special interview with the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Wike. I'm here with my colleagues from AIT, NTA, and TVC, all here to get the Minister to respond to some questions, including the ones that you will prefer. Honorable Minister, I saw a woman from a distance fall into a manhole here in the FCT. I know you put up a committee some time ago to do something. She was safe because people had to rush there to bring her out. And I know somebody else who was also injured as a result of this manhole. What's going on? What are you doing about that?
Again, that tells us that all of us owe responsibility to government. Government alone cannot. Look at how government has constructed road. Provided for security, the manhole where they would use for repairs of, in terms of water line, power line. The same people, Nigerians, that are supposed to use to say, look, we appreciate what government is doing, we'll go and steal this manhole. Some of us, you will see somebody doing that, you won't even go and report to the security agencies. So we have a task force who have been doing quite well. We have prosecuted, arrested, we have arrested, and we are prosecuting them. We don't come out to say, the police, the other security agencies don't come out every day to say, oh, we have arrested this number, we have prosecuted this number. They do it collectively and say maybe in every 1 month, they let members of the public know. But we have devised another strategy. In fact, that was when I went to visit, is it the southern park lane of the road where is CGC? Is it CGC? No, it's a Setaco. I went to visit that project, and then I showed me the new way they are now doing the manhole so that you cannot take it away. It will be difficult. Just to discourage these boys, or discourage theft of the manhole. But it's quite embarrassing. It's quite embarrassing. And then again, we're also going after those who buy it from them. People buy it from them.
Can you trace them?
Of course, when you arrest them, during investigation, they link you to where it is sold. And then we also arrest those who buy them.
Are you aware that this has also extended to street lights? Solar-powered street lights.
There's nothing Nigerians cannot do. But it's unfortunate. We spend money, street light for you to beautify the place. They wanted to check insecurity. You see people at 2 a.m. Security men cannot be everywhere.
But that's why the Senate debated about CCTV. They asked you, the FCT minister.
They never asked me.
What did they say?
Please, I'm not even aware of anything called the CCTV. Nobody has brought it to my.
Because you need that for security.
No, what about it? First of all, you also have to talk about the funding.
Yeah, but you've been opening the files. We haven't seen any file that has to do with agreements, contract agreements.
What like you said, the Senate is probing. Probably when they write to me to appear, then I will have the facts to go and present. But the point I'm making is that CCTV is good, but it has to be done in conjunction with, say, the DGSSS, the National Security Advisor. And the funding is also key. I don't just go into a project because I want people to know that I'm going to the project. I'm going to a project, yes, it's important, but is the funding there? If the funding is there, why not? Just like, take for example, you award a contract of 100 billion. Then in the budget you provide a 1 billion. What kind of project is that? How will it go? How many years? That project will not see the light of the day. How would I say I'm awarding project contract of 44 billion and it's supposed to last 2 years? Then in your yearly budget you provide a 2 billion. That's the year budget, 2 billion. Another year, 2 billion, 4 billion. When we're talking about 44 billion. And before you know, the variation will come. So, first of all, I have to take stock. How much is this going to cost me? Let me see the financial aspect and the technical aspect. The workability. Do you understand me? And then you must also tell me, because the funding is there, I've been arranged, this contract will last me 2-3 years. Any project I cannot complete now, this opportunity I have, I won't start it.
Let's talk about
So, but the issue of CCTV is key, but it has to be done in conjunction with the National Security Office and the DGSSS. So, what we are doing now, I've already hinted the DGSSS that look, we need to sit down and work out this CCTV. I don't want to go back to the old contracts and all kinds of things. Because if I do that, I won't continue what I want to do. Just like I was telling you about the contracts that were awarded, left, right, and center, no budgeting, nothing. And then, look at the whole entire Gusape. I was just looking at the file yesterday. They gave me migraine, 120 billion. That's one contract. So how many years are you projected for that contract?
2 billion.
One big man came. Oh, my son, I live in Gusape. There are no infrastructure there. Yes, I agree with you. What about the money? But you're crying now. We are saying that they should pay so amount of money for CFO. Where do we get the money to do all these projects? Look at the Millennium Center, such an edifice that would have showcased the city of Abuja was awarded under Obasanjo at the cost of how much? 50-something billion, right? Beautiful. It has a basement that would take 2,000 cars. She will showcase our cultural traits, everything. I went there. I wanted under Obasanjo, 50-something billion. They were paying piece paid. They paid up to 40-something billion. Project abandoned since 2001. I went 2023 now. How many years? How many years?
22 years.
22 years. A country.
Will you revisit it?
Of course. It's one of the signature projects that Mr. President will go home with. Of course. Now, what did I do? I went there. I shook my head. So I called the company. I think it's a Salini. Now, they have done variation before I came of another 70-something billion, making it 100-something billion. What do I do? But it's a major project that this city needs. It will be a tourist center. So I called the company, I sat them down. this project, how many years can you finish it if you have money? They said, well, everything is about 980 billion. Yes, we can finish it in 2 years. 2 years? Yeah, sure. I said, okay, I'll give you 2 years and 6 months. How do we pay? Fine. That's okay. If I give you 3 billion every month, in a year it's 36 billion, is it not? In another year, 36 billion. It's not 72 billion. We're not finished. Are you willing to do that? Now we agree we'll pay them from October, we'll pay them 3 billion, which is December, 9 billion. I have the 9 billion, so it's part of supplementary budget I submitted to President. Please transmit to the, what's it called, National Assembly, so they can pass it, so that we can pay this company 9 billion. They are already on site now. It's a major project that Mr. President will showcase to Nigerians. I told you, I have my own is you need hope agenda. Everybody had lost hope.
Let's talk about.
So he's not. So if he presents that kind of project to residents of Abuja, it's, I mean, you've given people hope. Oh, so really, Abuja should now be like other cities of the world. But we know that a lot of things to be done, but it's a project. Yes, it's so. If you don't take care, it's so big, but very ambitious, but it's achievable, and I'm going to achieve it. Very ambitious, but it's achievable, and I'm going to achieve it.
Welfare now.
Yes.
Welfare of FCT workers.
Yeah.
Things are not looking up.
Like how?
In terms of inflation rates and everything.
What's the inflation rate? Have we not increased the salary?
Yeah. What have you done? What have you done apart from?
What will you do? First of all, we try to help in terms of palliatives. This altitude will provide something. Now, take for example, one thing they all want, which we have done, is where there's no hope for them to grow.
That's the FCT.
No hope for them to grow.
FCT
For all the years, yes. They've all suffered. They don't know how the promotion come here. So, when I bring Mr. President, he said, look, the law is there. Why is it that nobody wants to implement it? You know why? Power tussle. What's the power tussle? With all due respect, it's not personal. It shouldn't be personal. But every head of service has refused that. Why? You want to be in charge of posting of permanent secretaries to FCT. Every head of service that has come. That's why we say it shouldn't be personal. Look at the law passed by National Assembly. People cannot get to permanent secretary level. They cannot get to. But Mr. President saw it and said, look, no, we can't do this. This is people's life career. Why do you, make them not to grow? He said, look, go and implement it. Go and set up the Civil Service Commission. The day that was announced, go and see the jubilation. Oh, I can grow now.
Is he up and running already?
Just take it stage by stage.
So level 17.
This is how many months it was approved? Just 1 month. You don't just the next day. No. You get office for them, you have to make sure they should be ready. But what is important is that approval has been given, you must implement. If there are challenges, we now look at how to solve those challenges. So that alone gives them joy. Do you know that somebody stamps you not to grow in your career? What is the motivation for you to work? What welfare can you give me? What increment of salary can you give me that when I cannot grow? No. That alone gives them satisfaction. So when you say welfare of workers. I don't know. You want us to pay their children's school fees? No, tell me, because
There's some allowances that they
allowances are paid.
And why do you
No,
have delays in salaries?
No, there are no delays in salaries, with due respect. There are no delays in salaries as paid as at when due. Allowances as paid as when due. They bring the file, I approve, is paid. So, those are the entitlements. You cannot deny them. But there are some ones I don't agree, not allowances. Travels, let me tell you. I came here, somebody said they had approval to travel to study land administration in America. What is that? I mean, what is that? To go and study land in America? What? How does that? How does? If you say you are going to Lagos to look at how their land administration is working, did you understand me? I will approve. The system of America, federal system, organized well, is it what is done here? Even the law says FCT should be treated as a state. Even though it's a federal capital territory, people treat us as MDA. We are not MDA. We have our own commissioners, which is called mandate secretaries. We have our own general counsel, who's like attorney general. We have a solicitor, who's like a solicitor general of the state or the federal government. But when it comes to align certain things, oh, no. Even later communicating letters to us, they refer us as MDA. Well, so I told the young man, I said, look, you know the way you just feel that you want to give me a bad name, that, oh, I have approval to travel to America, or this kind of minister self, if this small thing I will make from there. I said, look, it doesn't make sense. If you want me to dash you money, I will find money and dash you money. But don't tell me that you are going to America to learn about land administration. You know, I mean, it's not convincing to me. So he came back. Sir, help me. Help me. Please, sir. You know, since the approval has come. He said the former minister gave him whatever. I said, so why didn't you travel since that time? You know, I don't allow this type of thing. I don't allow it. That's okay.
You have to.
I didn't help you. That's okay. It's an approval that has been made. But the point I'm making is, those ones, when you come, I will not agree. I will not agree. Just like I told the ESCO the right, I said, listen, this is a pattern of budget, it won't work. It will not work. I'm going to do 70-30. 70 capital, 30 recurrent. Look, we can't spend all our money recurrent. People, you see, I went to N20, being done by Gilmore, who's one of the Railroad Mr. President Commission. Look at the happiness as I came for inspection. Look at the happiness. I asked them, are you happy? Say yes. Say why? Sir, this road, the contractor don't come out with the sofa. Now say she don't come now. See the road now don't come back. I say, see him. Don't be with me and I say, Presidency, and go bring back the hope. Look at that. They say, yes, they don't see him now. Now, I want something for that people will see that the administration has done.
Are the women happy? The women of Abuja?
Why would they not?
After you have given
For
them
example,
the mandate
no administration has, we don't have anything to call women, no department, nothing. And, I mean, part of principle that is inclusivity. How can you do governance? Women are not involved. So I wrote to Mr. President, inclusivity is part of a priority. You don't need to discriminate. He approved and appointed Mandate Secretary for Women Affairs. Do you know the jubilation of that? So now we can take our own case, our own problems to the Women Secretary for them to solve our problem. We're in ESCO. You have a woman also talking about women, talking about youth, making provision to cater for them.
Mr. Let's just stay a little bit with the 70-30, scenario
Yeah.
that you have created.
Yes.
You have been called Mr. Project.
Yes.
You're doing existing projects, that's projects that have been approved before, and you're making sure that they are, finalized. Are you initiating some as well?
Well, see,
And let me take the
yes,
second
yes,
one.
we're initiating some. Take, for example, I don't know why we should stay under this kind of roof. When I was chairman of council, my office is better than this place.
So this particular.
Yes. How will anybody not contemplate as FCT, the headquarters of the country? This is so. We are coming up with 10th floor. We are negotiating with Josbega. That's a project, and it's a project that Mr. President will, I can't see Minister of FCT stay this kind of. You look at the environment.
Are you trying to make FCC like a mega city?
Let it be a city that people will say, yeah, this is a city. I don't want to use the word mega. But let it be a city that people say, have you been to Abuja and Sewe?
The second part.
I'm not in a competitive mood with anybody. Then, there's a life camp. You know the life camp?
That's where you have the seat of government.
You know the life camp? The traffic there is something else. So we're dualizing the road. I saw the width, 52 meters. I said, no, it's too expensive for me to go. So it is to 32 meters. Yes, there's nothing wrong in 52, but you're also talking about the cost. So that is a project that will be part of our own budget this year. Again, we are trying to build terminal bus centers. We'll start with 3. So that all these problems of all these taxis and this and that, no, we have to reduce it. So when you have these bus terminals, you want to travel to Yaya, you go to the bus terminal. You want to travel to you go to bus terminal. Let us see that the place is a city, is well organized. I know it is difficult. But with determination, with the commitment, and with the backing of Mr. President, we will achieve it.
Is that what we should expect in December as well?
No. You can't build 3 bus terminals within a month. No. Well, I don't promise what I will not fulfill. It will be the budget of next year.
You have been receiving some ambassadors.
Yes.
What has been the takeaway from the ones that you have met from Cuba?
For me, yes, first of all, as a landlord, convention demands that they will come and pay a consequence. I owe that responsibility to provide security and conducive environment for them. Some of them may have some problems that relate with FCT that we need to solve as a foreign agent, as a foreign body. And then again, how we are going to partner in certain areas. Take like, for example, tourism. We met with the chairman of the WHO worldwide, who came here, and who indicated that they want to partner with us. And one of the things we agreed was we want to establish a 5-star hotel, right? World class. And what is our own role? To provide the land for them. We also, we are going to, I was told I'm going to be part of the delegation with President to go to UAE. Part of what we're doing is that they also want to build a 7-star hotel. In fact, the team came in yesterday, and then we'll have further discussion when we get to United Arab Emirates. Then some have agreed to partner with us in terms of vocational and skill education, and then agriculture. But I've always said this. Mine is not just visiting me, signing. I want tell me that we have to commence for so time. We have to commence. So we are going to have a visit back to the countries to sign with some of the companies that have indicated interest. We also go to Korea to finalize with the WHO on this 5-star hotel. So it's been, I will say, for now, it's been very positive, and we believe more will come, and it's part of what we're supposed to do.
Just a last one.
That will be the last question before we move to politics.
Yes, but the last one. You're Excellency, you've talked about, projects that you can quickly achieve. But long term, in terms of this issue of taking Abuja on, when we look at the population, the metro line as it is now terminates at Church Gate.
The what?
The metro line as it is terminates near the Church Gate here from the airport if you are coming.
No, it starts from
It starts from
here. Yes,
Church Gate.
yes.
That's
But it passes through a lot of communities.
Yes.
Yes. So there are train stations.
Yes.
Take like for example, Idu, Ladat, Kuje. So
My question is, in the dream, perhaps, down the line, would you be thinking of perhaps it's extending to the other side?
no, yes, it's supposed to go from the ECOWAS down to Yaya and the rest, but it's very expensive. It is very expensive. Rail transport is good in order to reduce traffic and commute goods. But let's tell ourselves the simple reality. As it is today, this one we were doing, how many years now? This metro line from here to airport, how many years? I mean, so we must sit down, and that's where it should be a national project. FCT is not for only residents of FCT. FCT is for the entire Nigeria. So you can imagine now, if I want to do rail for 2 years or 3 years, I don't think we'll embark on any project again because of the cost. It's very astronomical. And when you look at the dollar component, it's not something you go put here. So when people talk about railway, it's only federal government actually, in terms of funding or backing.
Lagos funded it.
How can you compare? I mean, how can you compare a state that makes over 50 billion naira a month? You can take a loan.
And secure it against the IGR.
Yes, and secure it against the IGR. I'm struggling to get 20 billion. So I should go and do rail line that will cost over 300 million US dollars.
Your Excellency, I think we've done enough on...
But it is necessary, very imperative. But if the federal government is okay, let's partner together. And it's okay. What we want from FCT, 100 billion from you.
All right.
The other one we will pay. But not promise, I will want the money to be in the bank because when I see the way the budget without releases from the government, no. Do you know what they gave to the FCT in 2023 budget? You know what they gave us? 17 billion. National budget.
17
billion. Now, how much was this? How much was this? 1 billion. So now,
But you are doing well.
well, because we are determined, because okay, look at without if the president did not remove us from TSA, how could we have been talking about projects? If the removal from TSA has solved a lot of problems, what is going to happen from 2024? Because we are going to tie our IGR to funds coming from banks, so that we don't need to wait. Variation won't come. Even if you are paying them monthly, they can come for variation. But if, for example, now, the bank gives me 300 billion, 400 as the case may be, and what do? I put all the money in the projects. No variation will come. And in 2 years, you will have reduced the payment. And then you can say, okay, give me more funds. And you will see the astronomical growth in this city. Because one thing I assure Mr. President, that zeal, that my zeal, commitment, passion for work I did in River State will not lower here. Rather, it will increase. And that's what is happening in FCT today.
All right. Let's talk more about that zeal and we'll flip the coin and look at the other side of it, which is politics. I hope you don't mind.
What is politics here?
Let's talk about
Reverse
politics.
politics.
Well, am I?
Let's talk about politics.
You want to tie me down to Rivers?
Generally.
I play national politics. Why do you talk about Rivers?
Politics.
In fact, is it true that the bone of contention or trouble broke loose when the governor of Rivers State had made 3 appointments, which you said you did not approve of, and things went awry?
I cannot. How could anybody have said that? Can I know those 3 appointments? Can I know those?
They didn't give us the names of them.
So how will I know which are the appointments for me to say that? And this is not correct. Let me tell you, I don't like ingrates. I can't stand it. I didn't want to talk about this. When I see people talk, what is happening now is what if that fits very well in what Audley said in his book. Give a man power, money is when you will know the person. If you have not given a man power, money, don't say you know the person. He may be a friend. He may be a son. He may be a sister. He may be a mother. He may be a father. If he does not have money and power, you won't know him. It's only when you have given him money and power that you know truly who this man or this woman is. I don't want to go into that. Nigerians know. I don't want to talk about it. All I'm saying, nobody's interested. Look, as a man who meant well, I know what most states are suffering in terms of debt. Let them go on record whether that I kept debt. Liability, let them check. Before I left office, the records are there. Access Bank, 7 billion. Zenith Bank, 8 billion. How do you pay it? Collect 1 billion from IGR every month. And that was paid off by October this month. I was paying pension and gratuity every month, which was not paid by my predecessors. I took Rivers State to the level that you can't discuss politics in Nigeria without talking about Rivers State.
Has it dropped the ball in any way?
You will assess. You can't talk about politics. Before I left, take for example, the hospital that was commissioned 3 days ago. Go and ask contractors, when did they finish that hospital? It was finished February. I left in May. I was tired. I commissioned up to 27th of May. Even that was the day I flagged out Opopo Ring Road. I said, look, you have something for you to do 100 days. Take all these projects. This school, University of Port Harcourt Convocation, this one. So use it to showcase your 100 days. Politics scheme. Oh, why are you saying that is the one? Why would you be saying consolidation and continuity?
Who said that?
What is it? Look, I'm an FCT minister. What do I want? Politicians will tell you, sign this. Politicians will tell you, sign this. Let anybody show. What we are saying is that put the political family that brought you to be together.
That's what you mean by don't touch my structure.
Yes. This is something you didn't even contribute to it. People to the structure helped you. And you just start within 100 days in office. You showed it clearly. And people are just talking about, oh, you say you should bring 25%. You say you should, I just look at this word. Is that this word is?
Do you think Governor Fubara was acting like the same Fubara that to
I
go all
don't.
along
You
that you have
look,
worked
look,
with?
look. I have
Or
told you.
some
Look, let me tell you.
politicians,
Let me tell you.
some politicians were
Let me,
queued behind him and
let
probably
me tell
holding
you.
him
These are
for
politicians
a
I
confrontation
flogged
with
out
him.
of the state. They have no chance.
Yeah,
Look, look, look,
perhaps
look,
they
look.
realigned
Look, look.
after, I
They
mean,
are not to
behind
do
him,
what? Let me tell you. They are not to do what?
behind him
To
as
do
governor
what?
now,
To do what?
to get at you.
Just look. We are just starting. We are just starting politics. What you know, you know. What you don't know, you don't know. It is, look, everything is not about money. I was not a governor. I was an ordinary minister when I became a governor. I challenged the sitting governor and I defeated his candidate. Right? I was not carried by anybody like this and thrown there. I worked hard. Federal government fought me to the point that I couldn't have even done, I would have lost focus. You know what I passed through from 2015 to 2019? You know what I passed through in 2019 election? You know what I passed through? This one God gave you. No crisis for you. You are not the one importing crisis. Do you know what it means that as a governor, I'm not resting at home? Federal government fought me very badly. But the structure remained. We all agreed we must do this. What's the problem? God gave you something on a platter of gold. No crisis. Federal government is not fighting you. Nobody's at home fighting you. You are the one trying to create crisis for yourself. What kind of system is that? We're going to no matter. Only ingrates, that is in their blood that will support what is happening there. Only those who are natural ingrates. Forget about those you are seeing around. Those are people who couldn't come to the state because some of them, they say I refuse to make them governor.
Isn't that the cause of the problem? That those people now He was asking for 30 more minutes. I said, okay.
Yeah, you don't have the capacity to stand it.
Remember I asked you the same question. Say, what if this man turns against you? You said, no, don't worry, it's not my thing. Yes.
What is it there? Which chair? At the back? What about the mics? They're okay?
A little bit more because of the flash.
Yeah.
How do you do that one? That one for now.
Future Fubara.
Put your future Fubara.
No, the good one, the good side. The good side.
Oh, you want to win election?
Well done. A1, I'll support him, sir. Even if I'm APC.